afternoon, I am interviewing a lady that has a journey to share with you that's just amazing. I have just recently met her and got a chance to talk to her before, and have been following a lot of the things that she does online. And I just really knew this was a story you guys needed to hear about her life changes, but also how those life changes turned into an entrepreneurial path and how she's taken that path and created a life around it. So this afternoon, I have the honor to introduce you to Carrie Legg. Carrie, thank you so much for being on with us today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate being asked.
Yeah, absolutely. So Carrie, share with us who you are. Share us, how you got to here today, who you are, where you came from, how you got to the path you are, and what are you doing now? Tell us about all of those.
Great. Thank you so much. And I was going to say, for anyone who would like to look up Danny Johnson, because who I am is a sapphire pearl. And if you want to know what that means, just ask. So what brought me here today is my heart and my passion is for people that are going through a lot of challenges and struggles in their life. And there's ones that could beat their head against the wall and try to figure out of why do I keep ending up in the same spot, or the ones that are the real go-getters but keep hitting that brick wall. Why? And nothing's changing. So just to first stand up so you can see the full part of me here. This is what I look like now, because there's a reason for this. So move over this way. Okay. Back in May 2007, I was having a lot of issues for years prior to that, even as a kid, that I had a real challenge around food and weight. It's like I was constantly comparing my insides to the outsides of others and couldn't figure out, why can't I fit in? I don't feel like I measure up. I feel inadequate. I don't feel like I belong. And I did have some challenges, growing up. So I don't know if it was that wasn't fueling the fire, making me feel that way, but it was a real challenge. And for me, my go-to was food. I found food as comfort, as support. It calmed me down and it would numb me out. It was like alcohol. It's like a drug. But I didn't know that then, but I know that now. And it would really numb me out, and I didn't have to face reality. It just totally numbed me out. So I kept chasing and chasing that hideous dragon that I thought was my friend, but was my true enemy. So I was constantly, if anyone can relate to this, I would love to know, constantly going up and down with my weight. And I know my first diet, believe it or not, because I think back like, wow, that was young, at 11 years old. And I wasn't really heavy. I was like 127 pounds. I got down to 110, but it made me feel very uncomfortable because I did not know how to be comfortable in my own skin at all. It was very uncomfortable for me. So I was in constant battle as a child and as an adult, combating my weight and food. But I would see people eating, and at times it was normal and sociable, especially at food events. You could eat as much as you want, and people would make things. They would ask, hey, did you try this? And I already did. I ate a lot of it, but I'd say, no, I don't know. What is that? And they would tell me, oh, you got to try it. No, they go, no, go ahead and try it. I'm like, okay. And I was totally addicted to fast food, greasy food, crunchy food, salty food, sugary food. That was my main go-to. So struggling with that, and plus with the physical pain on top of it. If there's anyone listening right now that has went through the struggle, when you are carrying around a lot of weight, your body hurts. It's just the way that it is. Your body hurts. You sweat a lot. You don't feel good. You're sick all the time. That was me, and I could not stand it. And also, Connie, I was paying out a lot of money per week too at different weight loss places, like at least 100 or more per week. And that's a lot of money out the window, because what I've noticed, because my goal through my life was all I need to do is just lose this weight and get thin. Okay. You can lose weight, and it sounds crazy. People say, oh, I have such a hard time losing weight. The weight comes off. It's how do you start maintaining that weight loss? That's where the real work begins. So in May 2007, I was 367 pounds, and I'm 5'4". I was 36 years old at the time. And my highest was 382. I do know that. But this was me before.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to hold that up. And actually, this was about 50 pounds less than 367, I believe.
Wow.
I took a picture of myself because you can't see it, I don't think. Oh, maybe you can, right? I had pumps on for the first, high heels on for the first time in my life. So I was like, get a picture. I thought, I mean, we still look good no matter where we're at in our life, but I was a size 30, 32. I was shopping at Catherine's. I did not like that. So at 367 pounds was very difficult. It took 2 years. I've lost 225 pounds without surgery, been maintaining that for 11 years now. So I'm down to around like 136 pounds. So I went from a size 30, 32 down to a size 8.
That's fantastic.
So, thank you. So, and how do you do it? That's the question. A lot of people say, or they say, I can't. That was me. And I think with technology today, I think people should have a video on them when they start the new journey to show where they were at, to let the people know that feel they can't do it. It was very hard. It was very hard. It was like giving up breathing, changing the way that I saw food and how I ate. It was very frightening for me. So it took a lot of time. It took a lot of support.
So share with us a little bit about your about not just your journey on the weight loss, which is phenomenal, obviously, just amazing. But what are you doing? What did you do to make that change, and how did you pivot that into a business for you to be able to build your life around a business that you obviously saw successful in?
Yes, thank you so much for asking. Very good question there. Okay, so back in May 2007, I originally started in a 12-step support group for food addiction. And you get a sponsor and you work the steps. And the key point is you start getting commitment and structure and discipline. And you start finding that food is neutrality and food is fuel for the body and it's nourishment for the body. Okay, that takes a long time though, because our brain needs to be rewired. So that was a 1 day at a time process for me. That took a long time. Okay, but once I was able to overcome that and stop chasing food, stop chasing to get that feeling filled, I started to actually live life. And I started enjoying my life. I started going places because I never did that. I always isolated. So now I'm like living life, being around people. And so 2 years ago, I started with a health and wellness company called Young Living. They are the most phenomenal company because they have their seed to seal promise that's been there for over 25 years, that when they are growing their plants on their farms, which are all over the United States and other countries, that there is no chemical sprays, synthetic sprays on their farms. So everything, is 100% pure and natural. That's number one. When I started working with Young Living and finding all this about, because the way that I already been living the last, 13 years of taking care of myself, I found out that I was still lacking a lot of, not a lot, but I was lacking nutrients and vitamins and minerals. So I started using their health and wellness products from Young Living, and that just skyrocketed. And I've been able to walk through with people and showing them let's take a look at what are your obstacles, just what we're going through right now, being at home more. People are angry, people are upset. And what do? We eat, that's our main go-to. So we work through those roadblocks in that way to show them that there is another way. And to continue that journey, because I don't know if it's happened to you, Connie, or people on here. I am a person that can be really great at, yes, I'm on fire. I'm going to start doing this and I'm going to get it done. I don't know what happened. It totally went out the window. I don't even know what the goal was. So that's another thing that I've been able to overcome too, is writing down my goals. What are my goals? Okay. What are my top priority goals? And I write down the date that I want to meet that goal. And then I also write down what are my action steps that I'm going to take to meet that goal. And then I write it down. Yeah, and I write it down in index cards and I put them all over my house. And I have a good core network of accountability partners that I work with. So keep an accountability of, what was that goal. So I talk to them about it daily, weekly, and we, get with each other and say, okay, how is your goal going? How are you doing? And, we're both, supporting each other in that way. And
so talk to us a little bit about, so you're talking about, you found Young Living, amazing product, a company you could really stand behind. So you started using the product, and at some point you decided that this was a business opportunity, and you decided to take that to the next level and create a business around something that you really believed in. Tell us how that worked and how you have been able to move yourself into a whole different area, and the things that you've learned just transitioning from being a customer to a business.
Wonderful question there too. And I really hope people are listening to this, because that's a good question. One is controlling the weight management. And with Young Living, they have a whole program also along with weight management, that the vitamins and minerals and nutrients that we need for our body. That's another thing that I learned is about leaky gut. Part of our leaky gut causes a lot of outside issues that I wasn't aware of either. I struggled for years with psoriasis. It's not a fun thing at all. And I noticed that Young Living has been able to help me in that way of supporting that area too. So along with the weight management, I started sharing more with people and, showing this picture that people are curious, how did you do it? How did you go about this? And the biggest question is, how are you maintaining it? Okay. So that's how I've been able to turn it into the business part of it, of just like what we're doing right now, interviewing people, asking them, how are you feeling? How is your sleep? What's your emotions like? Are they dictating you? Are they directing you, your everyday living? So when we were able to pull all that together, and I started to show them step by step of what Young Living has to offer in that way, it's been a huge benefit with women. And also even, let me see, for the month of June, I belong to the Dream Queens Association, which is a wonderful group, and they help a lot of adults and teenage girls too that struggle with that. So I'm going to be speaking that in June, of showing them, being in, well, we're not in school right now, but when we are, there's a lot of issues that go on. So to show them on how to walk with them, how to handle that peer pressure, how to handle, the challenges that come up for them. So, and once you start building the business, then people are able to reach a really good, solid foundation of financial stability at the same time, because we also struggle in that area too. So that's been another step. That's been a great asset with Young Living, that you can work from home, and the best ability that's going on right now, since we are being at home, that we can have control over our weight. We can have control over our food. We can have control over our finances right inside of our own home, and build in that direction and have a solid foundation to achieve and keep working towards it. And then we can support other people along the way that are saying, I need support financially, because that's another area that I help people too, of getting control, the war on debt that a lot of us experience.
How long have you been doing your Young Living as a business and not as a customer? Well, obviously, once it's your business, you're the customer and the business, but how long have you been doing it as a business?
I started March 2018, and I started immediately as a business. It was immediate business customer right away, because there was a conference that I attended that catapulted me of, I want to make a change. I was having struggled with finances, with my money, and not making real good, solid decisions. So when I came into Young Living, they really have a great format for that, and it has helped me tremendously.
Awesome. Well, that was one thing I was going to ask you, because one thing I do find when you're talking about these large companies that people choose to be to create their own business inside of, the resources that they're provided to be able to run that business are, that's what's kind of cool about it. Somebody who is not maybe experienced in owning a business, now has all of those resources to run that business, but also the motivational tools, the collaboration, the marketing, all of those pieces are built for you. So talk to us a little bit about that, because it makes it a little bit easier for you to share and focus on your business because of the things that they offer you inside of that business.
Correct. Yes. Another good question there. I love that. Resources and tools is my passion, pulling those out every single day, having that toolbox and pulling that out. So that's what they have, is that format laid out. Because I've never owned a business in my life or worked independently for myself. I work very well with other people more than by myself. So this was a huge shift and change. So it isn't like, oh, I need to have this degree or I need to have this to get started. No. The lady that enrolled me with Young Living is a wonderful, beautiful lady, and she has a wonderful team for her that I get tremendous amount of support from. So that's where it first started right there. Because like I said, I first started with Young Living as a business because I wanted to come out of debt, and the lady who enrolled me paid off her home.
Nice. Right. Tell us, when you decided to do this as a business, what did you, what do you feel like is the part that gets you so fired up about this as your business, as opposed to something else that you could have made that choice?
Let's see, where would I begin? Because what I would say the priority right now, they say the alligator that's closest to the boat. So the alligator closest to the boat is protecting our immune system. That's the most top priority right now, okay? And what we need to do, and I highly encourage people, is start ditching and switching. We have over 80,000 chemicals in our house that we're not even paying attention to or aware of, because I was not even aware of it myself, okay? So when I started with Young Living and learning about the products that I have in my home right now was hurting my lungs, was hurting me. And I'm spending money out the door to getting prescriptions or whatever that I need, but that it just wasn't working. And so when I started throwing out all those chemicals, all those household products in my house, and switched over to plant-based, chemical-free products, it made a huge difference right there. And that was 2 years ago, right when I started. That was the first thing that I did. And I didn't even know that. I thought people were just
changing. Yeah, for you, it's life-changing, right?
Yeah, and the grocery shelves are being cleared with all these chemicals being brought into our home. So that's where I just say, let's start with first things first. Let's get the chemical things out of the home and bring in the chemical-free plant-based items.
Yep. So when you're thinking about your business, tell us something that you would share with somebody else who's thinking about starting a business and they just are, I'm not sure, I don't know what the right answer is, I don't know the right place. Tell us what, just a crucial piece of advice that you think is very important for people to know when they're going to jump into something like this.
Oh, thank you so much for asking that. First things first is, if you want something different, you got to do something different. And if you feel uncomfortable, that's okay. You can do it. If you're afraid, then do it afraid. It's okay. If you really want something bad enough to make a change and a shift in your life, are you having financial problems? Are you having physical problems, emotional problems? There's something that's blocking. Okay, there's something that's blocking us from achieving that next step. So let's get to that and have you achieve your goals. And what would that look like? What would, I asked, what would it look like if you were debt free? What would it look like if you were in a normal sized body? What would it look like if you had neutrality with food? What would your life look like? And where would you be? Where would you be? And then that's what gets their mind brainstorming of, I would be on a beach. I would be taking a cruise. I would be able to help out my family with, with financial issues. There's so much out there. And it's like, and that just fires them up like, yes, I would like to try that. So that's the first thing that I say is, because I'm very passionate. I'm very fired up for Young Living. I love Young Living. I'm so grateful I came across them. So with my passion, sharing it with them of, this is what it could look like for you. Let's get started. Let's see how this works. Taking a 30-day challenge, ditching and switching those chemicals in your house. Let's start right there. Take the 30-day challenge and see how you feel at the end of the 30 days. Haven't heard one. Yeah.
That's wonderful. It's perfect advice. So let's talk about networking a little bit, because then you have to go in and you actually have to go out and start sharing your business. Was that something that you were comfortable with before, creating this business inside of Young Living? I mean, tell us about that switch and that journey a little bit.
No. I'm an extrovert and I'm very outgoing. I'm a social butterfly. I love people. I love talking to people, but no, I was not at all. And guess what happened though? Right up front in the very beginning with the lady that enrolled me, she put me immediately in with her support group, and I did a 6-week long class right away with supportive people that is about, way far along than I am. And there was a lot of people on there. I did that for 6 weeks, and then I was immediately put in with somebody else that is, looking to succeed with Young Living. So I received an enormous amount of support, and you continue that. And there's wonderful things and goals and motivation to keep you going. They have a summer hustle going on right now. It starts May 1st, and if you really work it, if you're, really want it and make it happen, by the end of the summer, you could be one of the 12 people chosen to have a wonderful weekend retreat in Arizona, all paid for.
Nice. Very good. Well, it sounds like a company that definitely takes care of its people. So I see why you gravitated to that. Not in just the products, but also in the business as well. So let me ask you if, as we wrap up a little bit, if you had to share your business, what your business is in 10 words or less, tell us how you would explain what you do.
Share from the heart. That's what matters.
Okay.
Is sharing from the heart, being genuine. Being sincere, being genuine.
Nice. Very good. So I like to give you the opportunity too to share information about your business. So you said that is there any kind of programs or things that you wanted to share right now, or things that, promotions going on? And you said if somebody started now, they could actually be part of this program, that they could win a trip. Is there any other kinds of promotions or things that you'd like to share about your business as we wind up our conversation?
Yes. Number one is, if you're looking to be healthy right now, protecting yourself, we do have many things in stock, which is a bonus right there. So what we do is we go ahead and enroll someone. And once you get enrolled, you will receive, what I do is I let people know that, actually I have it right here. It's Life Science Publishing. It's Essential Oils Pocket Reference Book. This is like your life book. This answers a lot of questions right here. So when they enroll and become a member, they're not retail, that they are with a membership. And there's a lot of bonuses that you receive with being a member. But this is my gift to them of enrolling with Young Living. That's number one. And what I do, it's the first thing I let people know. Have you ever bought something and you really want to know how to use it, but you just brought it home and it's out of sight, out of mind? Not with me. I work with you weekly for the first 90 days to walk you through whatever that you chose your health and wellness box to be when you receive it at your home. And we go through that and we walk you through of how you're going to use it, how it's going to support you and your family. And we do that for about 90 days. And we do have a lot of classes that are going on, because Young Living, we have CBD oils that help support your health also. So that's very huge. And we actually have that class tonight. It's at 8 p.m. on Zoom, all about CBD oils. Great education and learning, because that's my biggest thing. Bringing the education to people, because people are very smart. They're very intelligent and they know how to make decisions. So just bringing it to the table to them, and they can look at, yes, I would like to try that. I'm struggling with this area or this. I'm like, great, let's get you started here. And then that's how I continue to walk them through it.
So the Zoom call that you have tonight, is that open to the public? Do they need to have an invitation from you? How does that work? Yes,
thank you. What I do is I send a Zoom invite to either their email. A lot of people are on Facebook Messenger. So I send the Zoom invites that way. I follow up with them, letting them know, like, hey, we're within the hour, want to make sure that you're going to come on. And we have gifts and prizes that people can receive as showing up, and also as enrolling too. We have a lot of health and wellness classes going on the whole month of May, which are very informative. So we have the whole calendar filled actually for the month of May.
Well, if you want to, what I was going to ask is how can somebody reach you after today if they want to get in touch with you about more information?
Yes. Okay. First of all, I go ahead and give out my email then.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Please.
So I'm number one, I'm on Facebook. So you can look me up there. Also, my email is 12step12step carebear, CAREBEAR @gmail.com. So you can message me on Facebook. Please email me and I can answer any questions that you have around weight management, health issues. Especially I have little nieces that had some issues too, and we've been able to be a support there. So there's a lot of areas we help children with, and especially homeschooling. So that's why I say Young Living encompasses a whole area. It's not just one size fits all. It's a big area. So I'm here to answer questions, and I'm not perfect by any means or know everything. So if there's a question that you have and I don't know the answer, believe me, I will find the answer for you. And I'm here to support you. You know, people need an uplift, a backboard, accountability. I'm here to make that happen.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, Carrie, it has been phenomenal having you on our interview series. I really appreciate your time. I know that you have an incredible story. Clearly, everybody seeing her story is just amazing. And she's been able to do that and then, turn her life changes into a very passionate business. So clearly we can see your passion, and I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us today. So thank you for being on.
Thank you so much for asking me. I have seen the work that you do also, and it truly has inspired me. And that's what I mean. This is the kind of support that we get. And look at us. I mean, you're smiling, I'm smiling. This is what happens when people connect.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. So it's been fantastic. Thank you. And so guys, if you want to reach out to Carrie afterwards, Carrie, also put your contact information in the comments below our video when we get done. That way, if anybody wants to find you, it'll also be there so they won't have any questions. Guys, also know that I save the interviews on my YouTube page. So you can go on there and subscribe. That way you don't miss any of them going forward. You can go back and look at previous ones we've done. Tomorrow, I also will share this again on Carrie's page so that she has it. And then I'll also share it on my LinkedIn in the next couple of weeks. So you guys will be able to see it all there. So lots of opportunities to go back and see the videos that are the interviews that you might have missed, and particularly this phenomenal interview with Carrie today. So thank you again so much, Carrie. And thank you guys for tuning in. And I will be talking to you again real soon because I have another interview coming up with a pretty fabulous realtor in just a short time. So I'll talk to you guys again soon. Carrie, I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Yes, thank you so much.